Hello, 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 everybody. I hope you're doing well. I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. And thank you so much for joining me here today. I've really been looking forward to this. Now, when I set up my video, I misspelled the word mittens in my title, so I hope you'll forgive me for that. And I'm going back to see. It says I'm live now with vintage pickup truck, and that's not true. Okay, give me just a second. Okay, it looks like we're good here. Okay, I can see that we're live. Hi, Kelly. Thank you for forgiving me. I like making sure that I spell things right, and I just made a mistake today. So the class that we're in today is so cool. Dangling mittens, Christmas tags. They're really, really pretty. There were two colorways. There was champagne gold and also pearl white. I'm going to give folks a couple of minutes to join in. And I'm not sure why I can't see that I'm live at the moment. You know, I might just have to keep going. It's just, for whatever reason, like I haven't... my Facebook. There we go. I can see that I'm live. Okay, good deal. I just want to make sure that I can see myself in the comments in case there are any questions that come up during the time. And I also want to make sure that that you get to say hello to my dog. His name is Baxter. And as soon as I turn the camera, he comes to listen. Come here, buddy. Come here. You want this? And so he's being shy right now. Come on, get it. Good boy. This is Baxter. He's an Australian Shepherd. You're a good boy. And he pretty much like joins me every time for any live that I do. So you'll hear him jingling around. So today what we're doing, dangling mittens tags. And I know that you're taking just a minute to get ready. I want to make sure that you have your kit out, have a paper trimmer handy, have your stencil ready. I would have some adhesive like this, like tape runner adhesive. I would also have some liquid adhesive because we're going to put some sequins on. I love sequins. And hopefully we'll finish up in enough time that I can do a quick demo on creating this card because it is so very beautiful. It's a slimline card that I know you'll love. And I also need to mention out that it is Small Business Saturday, and I have a 20% off coupon code for KenOliverCrafts.com. The code is 2022, 2022, and enter that code at checkout, and you get 20% off of everything, and that includes sale items. It's everything on the shop. It's everything. I just want to say thank you so much for your support this year, and that's one way that I can show my support is by giving you some excellent pricing on some of your favorite craft supplies. Stencil butter, Stardust butter, stencils, color sparks, watercolor paper, everything is 20% off. So thank you so much. And that code is good till tonight at midnight. So it's good all day long till tonight at midnight. I'm super excited because I don't know if you should follow me at KenOliverCrafts.com or at Ken Oliver Crafts on Facebook, because I've been doing a lot of really amazing card tutorials and videos at that Facebook page. And this, for example, is going to be a really fun class. This is Ugly Christmas Sweater card class. There's a kit for this, and then there's going to be an online class. And just have been making so many cool videos and creating so many really beautiful cards with stencils from the Crafters Workshop. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? So, and I'm also going to give away during this, check that out. All of these are so pretty. All the stencils are available at KenOliverCrafts.com. and everything that you'll need to do these. Look how pretty that is, that hanging ornaments with that foil and hand-colored poinsettias. Oh, everything's so pretty. So during this video, make sure to leave a comment like, hey, pick me, or pick me, because I'm going to give away $50 credit during this video. So, and it's going to be at random from somebody who's commented, pick me. So leave a comment, pick me. And after the video is over, I'll pick a person who will receive $50 credit, and I'll private message you with instructions on how to claim your prize. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So just make sure to leave a comment and let me know that you'd like to get $50 worth of free stuff from KenOliverCrafts.com. Now, before we get into it, I'm going to go ahead and turn my camera down so you can see everything that's on my work table. And I would also make sure that you have a stencil bath nearby. A stencil bath is just a pan of water to put your stencil in when we're finished with putting medium on it so it doesn't dry on there. And then make sure you have a heat tool, and we'll get started. Pick me. Okay, I'm going to turn this down so you can see my table. Man, I hope you guys had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Hi, Penny Clark. Hi, Diane. Thank you, Diane. Hi, Julia. Hi, Kathy. Okay. There we go. So, to get started, the very first thing we're going to do is trim a piece of paper to fit our tag base. So you should have received a 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, and you've got 3 of these mixed media boards that we're going to create our tags on. So trim a piece of the paper to be 3 and 3.75 inches. 3 3/4 inches. And then the other way is already trimmed. So that ends up to be 8.5. So that is perfect already. So trim a piece to be 3 3/4 inch. And go ahead and do that twice so you have 3 pieces that will be that size. Those can be your card fronts or your tag fronts. You know, the other thing I would recommend, and this is optional, and this will be at the end, is if you've got some patterned Christmas paper, grab some patterned Christmas paper. We're going to put that on the back side. And in fact, I'm going to go ahead and trim mine now while you're trimming your paper too. But putting that patterned Christmas paper on the back is an option. So I'm going to trim that to be 3 3/4 by 8.5. Don't forget, pick me. And then that's going to fit perfectly on the back side of this. And if you've got a double-sided, you could use whichever side you like. I happen to love these poinsettias. And this is just, it's old Christmas paper that I have from eons ago. And I thought, oh, this would be a great way to kind of use this up. So while everybody's getting their papers trimmed, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Now, there were 2 colorways in this kit. There was pearl white and champagne gold. I'm going to work with pearl white today because I love that white on red. It's so pretty. So grab your pearl white or your champagne gold stardust butter. The Stardust butter is new from the Crafters Workshop. Fairly new. And what's so cool about it, it's like glitter. It's like spreadable glitter. It is so amazing. So I always like to stir mine up to make sure that I'm getting all of that delicious Stardust kind of spread in. Stir that up real well with your palette knife. And then you're going to take your stencil. If you feel like you need to, tape it down. I'm not going to tape mine down. I usually do this pretty quickly, so I don't feel a lot of need to tape it down. And I'm going to lay that stencil flat on my red cardstock and make sure it's straight. Then I'm going to grab my Stardust butter and just apply that through the stencil. Now, I like to use my fingers to hold my stencil flat. And also, I like to use just a real long, confident stroke to apply that stencil butter all over and throughout all of the areas on that stencil. You don't have to press down very hard. Just hold your palette knife at an easy 45-degree angle and let that really just let it slide on there. And it is that easy. And you would be doing the same thing if you're working with the gold. So I'm going to clean my palette knife and put my lid back on. I always make sure to put my lids back on as soon as I'm finished with any medium. And especially with the butters, it's important to get your lid back on, because if you get all your lids off, then you stand the risk of putting like the gamboge lid on the fern butter, or you get the wrong thing. And then if you got fuchsia in your white pearl butter, you would not like that. So look how beautiful that is and how easy that was to do. Now I'm just going to put my dirty stencil right over here in my stencil bath. It's just right beside my table, along with my palette knife. And I'm going to clean up any excess here. Now, isn't that pretty? I like red and white because it's kind of got that, like, is it Scandinavian look? And that's really nice. Now we're going to use a heat tool and dry this. And what I like to say about this is the heat tool will bubble up the snowflakes and the mittens anywhere we would put white pearl paste. And I'm going to do that because I want this to look like it is dripping with snow. You know, with that kind of wet snow that like has real big flakes and it just hangs on everything. That's what we want this to look like. So let's dry our stencil butter. And when you're using a heat tool, make sure to keep it moving so that you don't concentrate the heat in one space for very long, because it can catch on fire. And I want to just keep it moving until my Stardust butter starts to bubble up. It's going to look like snow hanging on everything. And it is so pretty. We had a fun Thanksgiving this year. I mean, we always have fun when we're together. My family is a lot of fun. But this year, none of us really wanted to cook. And so we went to the Cracker Barrel. And we always have such a fun time when we go out to eat on Thanksgiving. I'm really glad that there are restaurants that are open and for the holiday. And my family has always loved going out to eat. Even my grandparents and great-grandparents, when they were alive, we all love to go out to eat on the holidays. And we're generous tippers. That's the other thing, too, is like we make sure that we take care of our service, the people who are helping us. And I've worked plenty of holidays, plenty of Thanksgiving and Christmases, so I totally get it. but it's just easy for us to go out and not have dirty dishes afterwards, and we always have so much fun. So I think you can see as this is being affected by the heat tool that the snow or the white pearl Stardust butter is actually plumping up. If you can see. And I love using this bubbling technique with Stardust butter because it makes it look like, well, in this case, it looks like very wet snow that is just fallen and is sticking to everything. So I love that. But the other colors, like the malachite and the sterling and the champagne gold, they literally, to me, look like molten metal whenever you apply them and start bubbling them. Now let's see. I'm just kind of touching it to make sure. This seems like it's dry to me. I'll hold it up so you can see how much that it bubbled up. It bubbled up quite a bit. You see how dimensional that is. The Stardust butter is amazing because it adds a lot of dimension. So we have something here that looks like you've embossed it, but it's actually like embossed extra. And while we've got this heat tool on, I'm going to turn this over and dry some on the back. That will help us make sure that we get this pretty much like thoroughly dry. Yeah, I love this. And it does give you that feeling like it's embossed, but it's like so much more dimensional than embossing. It's really like rich and deep. Don't forget, pick me, pick me. And you can say pick me as many times as you want. I'm going to use a random number generator and count down. Look how cool that is. So now we're going to apply this to our mixed media board. Let's, and this is cool. Make sure it's cool enough and make sure it's dry. Don't turn this over if it's not dry. Use your heat tool and dry it just a little bit more, but mine's thoroughly dry. And I love how dimensional it looks. So we're going to apply this to your little mixed media board by taking some tape adhesive and putting tape adhesive on the back of that cardstock. And then line this up so that it's perfectly square on there. Turn it over and get that really. Now I've got a little bit of a line here where my paper was just a little bit too big. I think I can trim that off with scissors. I'm just going to take my big old scissors and trim down that and just hold your mouth right when you're doing this. Be very careful to trim right on the edge there. And of course I messed up just a little bit. I can just go back and just trim that little piece right off. And if you had a paper distressor, you could distress your edges if you want to. But I'm going to be fine just like this. Look how cute that is. Now we're going to take our sequins and we're going to add our sequins to this. Make sure you get all the bubbles out so that's nice and flat. And then with liquid adhesive, we're going to apply our sequins. And you don't have to put a lot. I'm probably going to put 5 on here. And I put enough in each kit so that you would have a few to add to each one, because there's enough stuff to make 3. And I'm just going to apply these sequins like so. No particular order of where they go or how you put them down. I have some tweezers that I like to use for this, but I can't find my tweezers, so I'll just use my chubby little fingers and it'll be fine. This is a great little project because it's got a lot of curb appeal, we'll say it like that. It looks really cute. At the same time, it doesn't take a long time to put this all together. There's not a lot of intricate coloring. You know, there's not a lot of like process. You don't have to die cut anything. Basically, the most detailed thing you do is use the heat tool to dry the stencil butter. Now look how cute that is. Now we're going to take our crocodile. Oh, this is a We Are Memory Keepers hole punch. It's really old. It was with Mrs. Noah on the Ark. It's that old. And then I'm going to punch a hole about 1/4 inch from the top, and I'm going to put that in the center. And then with, oh, you know what I should do first? I should think ahead first. We're going to put this cardstock on the back side of this before we do that, before we put our... I love how those poinsettias look. And the plaid would also be very pretty, but red says Christmas, so I'm like going to use the red. And I got to ask this, like, does everybody have their Christmas tree up already this year? I usually wait till about, well, at least after Thanksgiving, because I like to let Thanksgiving have its due, you know, and like, I still like the pumpkins and the gourds and all of the things that are Thanksgiving decorations. And I don't like to rush Thanksgiving away because it's so important. Now that we have that beautiful paper on the back, we'll go ahead and punch that hole. Now we have it all the way through. And we're going to take our twine and feed our twine through there. The beauty of this kit and of this little tutorial is that you'll have enough stuff to make 3 tags. And then that's one thing you can cross off of your list if you have, you know, certain gifts that you want to put a special tag on. The other thing you can do with this tag is you can fashion a pocket out of red cardstock on the back side of this and make this a pocket tag where you could put a gift card in or slide cash in there. I should go ahead and show you how to do that. And it's because it's just really easy. I'm going to do 3 sides of this. Now you have a little pocket there that you could put something in. And I kind of hate it that I covered up my beautiful poinsettia paper, but I mean, that's just one way that you could make that into a gift card holder or a cash holder, is to put an extra piece of paper on there. And create a little pocket there. Easy to do. Very, very cute. I love this project. So we do have a little bit of time left over. So, you know, what I want to do is show you a quick tutorial on how to create And I didn't see any questions. That's what I was going to back up and say. I didn't see any questions, so we can go ahead and back up and I can do a tutorial on creating this beautiful foiled card. Look how pretty that is. And I should announce too, next time for the next class along, I'm going to be doing demos that whole class period. So I don't really have a kit to purchase in advance. I will be showing some things at Caliber Crafts between now and December 10th that you might want to try. So make sure that you're following me at Ken Oliver Crafts on Facebook, because I show beautiful tutorials and techniques there all the time. So we're going to take a minute and learn how to do this gorgeous foiled card. To do this card, I used Tacky When Dry Gel and a new stencil from the Crafters Workshop called Mediterranean Sealing. And it's a slimline stencil, and it's not necessarily a Christmas stencil, but a lot of stencils, especially if they're patterns, lend themselves to holiday and Christmas cards whenever you use a color palette on them that says Christmas. And so red, green, gold, silver all say Christmas to me. So I'm going to line up my stencil on a piece of red cardstock, and you can cut it the same size that we just cut our last piece, 3 3/4 by 8.5. And we're going to get out this Tacky When Dry Gel. You didn't know this was going to be a twofer, did you? And then I'm going to grab a palette knife. And apply this wonderful Tacky When Dry. The way this works is you apply it through a stencil and allow it to dry, and then it's still sticky. Then you just rub foil on it and the foil sticks. And again, you don't have to press on this or mash it real hard. Basically, just let your palette knife glide across the surface of your cardstock. And this is a big area to do. I'm just making sure that I take the time to get Tacky When Dry in each little crevice of an opening of that stencil. See? Easy peasy. Now I'm going to remove any that's on the table. I'm going to use my palette knife to lift off my stencil. And you're going to see that Tacky When Dry medium, whenever it's still wet, is milky looking. It's not clear. I'm going to clean up my table. Let's see how that looks. And as it dries, it becomes clear. Now we're ready for the fun part, because we're going to foil this. And I went ahead and did one earlier today so that I would have one ready to foil. And it takes about, I've tried to time it recently because everybody always asks how long does it take to dry. I live in the Midwest with kind of like normal humidity, probably like around 50% humidity. And it's not all that cold today. I had my ceiling fan on earlier to facilitate the dry time, but it probably only took about an hour to dry. So it doesn't take a tremendous amount of time. And here's one that is already dry. And you can see as it's dry then, it's clear. Whenever it's wet, it is milky, and whenever it's dry, it's clear. So this one's ready to use. And we'll put that aside and let that dry, and I can make another card tonight. Yay! Now, I've got a bunch of different foils out over here from the Crafters Workshop. We've got Terra Verde Green, Champagne Gold, and Crimson. And I'm going to foil each, like some little areas of this. I'm going to use different colors in different areas. And I am keeping an eye on the time. I know that we only had 45 minutes today, and I will definitely, like, you know, I'll use my time up. I don't want to run over is the thing. And I'm just cutting up some pieces of foil to use. So I'm going to put, I'm just decided I'm going to put green in the center, and I just did this the wrong way. Whenever you're foiling, put your color side facing up and this kind of dull silver side facing down. And just rub that on with your finger. Look how pretty. Oh, I think that this foiling technique, it looks just like a little jewel box. It's so pretty. I would also like to mention that in 2023, that would be next year, in August, I'm going to plan a trip to Scotland, and you can go with me. Our first stop is going to be in Birmingham, England, at the Quilt Show. We're going to spend a couple of days at the Quilt Show, and then we'll be on to Edinburgh, Glasgow, and the Highlands of Scotland, where we can tour and see some sights and also take some time along the way to create some crafts. So I'm super excited about that. The details will be forthcoming on the Kent Oliver Crafts Facebook page. So if you're interested in going to Scotland in 2023, it'll be in August. Follow me on that page because the details will be coming up there shortly. And I'm just cutting small pieces of foil that will work on these areas that I'm highlighting, doing the circles right now. This is kind of like foil collaging. Beautiful. Look how that really starts to transform that. Isn't that pretty? And that foil just sticks wherever you have tacky when dry. And you could do this any way you want if you wanted to. Chop it up and put silver in it, you could do that. But just look, it looks like a little like jewel box. It's so pretty. That color, oh my gosh, it's so nice. If you have a lot of little pieces of foil that you've used from other projects, this is a great way to use little pieces of foil, is doing these like little foil collages with tacky when dry. See, isn't that pretty? Doesn't that look like a little, just like a little package that you want to open? I think that is so pretty. So I went ahead and cut my pieces to put this together. I cut a piece of glittered cardstock for that. Look how that really pops against that. Isn't that pretty? And I went ahead and made a sentiment that says Merry Christmas. To put right on there. The other option is we could turn this is slimline, so this is a portrait. We could turn this landscape and do this on the side too, like so. And that's also very, very pretty. It's so elegant. Anybody who receives this card would love to be able to display it because it's such a showstopper. All that foil and all that shimmeriness. So, so pretty. Isn't that nice? So that stencil is called Mediterranean Ceiling. The stamp is a 4x6 stamp. It's at Ken Oliver Crafts called Christmas Joy. The tacky when dry is also available there. And then the kits, I still have kits for the mittens. So that's available too. So I'm going to turn my camera up. Remember, and I can show you some more of the cards that I've been making lately. Just kind of show those as we're heading out here. Look how cute. All of the materials you'll find for these are at KenOliverCrafts.com. Currently have a 20% off sale for today only. The code is 2022. Look at all those beautiful cards. And follow me at Ken Oliver Crafts on Facebook because my goal is to do at least one tag or card from now until Christmas, one every day. That's my goal, to do at least one every day from now until Christmas. So I'm going to turn my camera up. Thank you again so much. I'm not sure if I'm in. Thank you so much for letting me be part of One of a Kind today. I really enjoy our One of a Kind virtual show. It's so much fun. And remember, everything is 20% off at KenOliverCrafts.com. With the coupon code 2022, you'll get 20% off. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment field below, and I'll try to get back and answer those that I can. Again, thank you so much. Happy crafting. Bye-bye. Thanks again, everybody. Okay, Kathy, I see that. Hey, Linda. All right. Hey, Kelly. Everybody take care. Happy holidays, Michelle. Bye-bye.